Hello everyone, my name is KelSounds, and today I'm doing a recreation video from the song Bender by Young Lean. I recently got a request to try and make the sound, and I told that person that I would try my best to recreate the sound. I'm not going to play the original recording for copyright purposes. I don't want to get a strike on my YouTube video, but I'll show you what the melody sounds like, and so here it is. And so yeah, let's just go ahead and dive right in. And so the first thing we're going to do is get our oscillators set. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on oscillator A, B, and C. And for our oscillators, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the randomness of the phase. And for our first sound, I'm going to use a sine wave. And for our second sound, I'm going to use a triangle wave. And I am also going to turn this up by an octave. And then for our third oscillator, I'm going to use this kind of shape. This is one of the default shapes when you initialize the preset. I don't know what it's called. It's like a triangle, square, or triangle sawtooth shape thing. And so now our sound will sound like this. And the next thing I want to go ahead and do is come over here to our envelope and mess around with the settings for our sound. So for the attack, I'm going to go ahead and set that to 10 milliseconds. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the decay as well. And I'm going to turn down the sustain of our sound. I'm also going to go ahead and turn up the release of our envelope. It's around like 800 milliseconds or so. So now it sounds like this. Perfect. And then the next thing we're going to do is come over here to our filter. And I'm just going to make sure oscillator A, B, and C are running through this filter. And this is where the magic happens for shaping the sound. I'm going to go ahead and turn up the resonance by 34%. And then I think I'm going to set the cutoff to around 345 hertz. And the next thing that I want to do is modulate the cutoff of our filter. So for LFO1, I'm just going to come over here and create this kind of shape. Actually, first, make sure it's set to envelope. And then create a plucky sort of shape. Something like this. Then I'm going to go ahead and drag LFO1 over the cutoff of our filter. And then for the modulation, I went ahead and set it to around 1,288 kilohertz. So yeah, right around there. Then now it should sound like this. Kind of tweak this a little bit. And that is pretty much the main part of the sound. Now we can go ahead and move on to the effects. So I'm going to come over here to Serum 2's FX section. And I think the first thing I'm going to add is a distortion. And instead of tube distortion, I think I'm going to set it to soft clip distortion. I'm going to turn the drive up to around 50%. And I'm also going to turn the mix to around 50% as well. So now it should sound like this. For the next effect, I'm going to go ahead and add a chorus. I'm going to go ahead and turn up the mix of the chorus by a bit. I'm also going to play this back and tweak the settings. I'm going to turn up the feedback. I'm also going to turn down the depth. And I think I'm going to mess with the rate a little bit as well. The next effect that I'm going to add is a delay. And instead of normal delay, I'm going to add ping pong delay. And I'm also going to mess with the filter of our delay. So I'm probably going to do something like this. And I want to modulate the mix of our delay effect here. So I'm going to come over here to LFO2 and set it to envelope and make this kind of shape with the LFO. So that way, for the initial pluck of the sound, there's no effect. And then once it sweeps up, the mix of our delay will increase. So I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop the LFO2 over our delay effects mix. I'm going to turn that down. And I think I'm going to set the modulation mix to around 50% or so. Perfect. And then the next effects that I'm going to add is a reverb. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to tweak a little bit of stuff in here. So for the reverb, I'm going to do Hall instead of plate. And then I'm just going to come over here to the mix and do the same thing that I did with the mix of the delay. I'm going to drag LFO2 over the mix of our reverb effect. Just going to turn down the mix all the way. And then for the modulation, I'll probably set it to around 30% or so. So I'm going to play this back and hear what it sounds like. And that is how you make the intro pluck from Bender by Young Lean. I hope you guys enjoyed, and just for the timestamp, here is the final sound. I'm also going to leave the preset and the melody of the pluck on my Patron for my Patron subscribers, so if you want to go ahead and download this preset, you can. Also, just a little life update real quick. I have recently moved, so I'm going to try and upload more frequently. It's just been a little bit hectic the past month, really. But yeah, I'm excited to show you guys what I've been working on, and I can't wait to get back on the grind of things. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.